5 seconds to go. Start. Of course, the accused can take a defense and prove the fact that he had no such mental state with respect to the act charged as an offence in that prosecution. It may further be noted that though as per subsection 2 of section 30, for the purposes of the said section, a fact is said to be proved only when the special court believes it to exist beyond reasonable doubt, and not merely when its existence is established by a preponderance of probability. The explanation to section 30 clarifies that culpable mental state includes intention, motive, knowledge of a fact, and the belief in or reason to believe a fact. Thus, on the conjoint reading of section 7, 11, 29 and 30, there remains no shadow of doubt that though as per the explanation to section 11, sexual intent would be a question of fact, the special court, when it believes the existence of a fact beyond reasonable doubt, can raise a presumption under section 30 as regards the existence of culpable mental state on the part of the accused. This takes the court to the next argument of Mr. Luthra, that there being an ambiguity due to lack of definition of the expressions sexual intent, any other act touching and physical contact used in section 7, coupled with the presumptions under sections 29 and 30 of the act, the reverse burden of proof on the accused would make it difficult for him to prove his innocence, and therefore the POCSO Act must be strictly interpreted. In the opinion of the court, there cannot be any disagreement with the said submission of Mr. Luthra. In fact, it has been laid down by this court in catena of decisions that the penal statute enacting an offence or imposing a penalty has to be strictly construed. A beneficial reference of the decisions in the case of Sakshi versus Union of India, reported in 2004-5 SCC 518, be made in this regard. However, it is equally settled legal position that the clauses of a statute should be construed with reference to the context vis-a-vis the other provisions, so as to make a consistent enactment of the whole statute relating to the subject matter. The court cannot be oblivious to the fact that the impact of traumatic sexual assault committed on children of tender age could endure during their whole life and may also have an adverse effect on their mental state. The suffering of the victims in certain cases may be immeasurable. Therefore, considering the objects of the POCSO Act, its provisions, more particularly pertaining to the sexual assault, sexual harassment, etc., have to be construed vis-a-vis the other provisions so as to make the objects of the Act more meaningful and effective. Stop.